So I've been trying to figure out a way to start this video for a while, and I think I finally figured out what I wanted to say. So, for a very long time, I've wanted to be an actor, right? I want to be um, someone who, I guess, makes a name for myself, and I think it really started to pick up when I was watching season 4 of Stranger Things when it first came out. So it was about 2022. Because I was watching the show, and it didn't click before, but for some reason watching season 4, I was looking at Caleb, McLaughlin, I think is how you say his name. All right, I was looking at Caleb, and I was thinking to myself, this is a dark-skinned actor. This is someone who is basically my skin color, right? And he's made it onto this multi-million dollar show. He's made it onto this show that has impacted millions of people around the planet, right? And I was like, wow. I know that becoming like a big time actor is like a one in a million thing, but it was so amazing, right? It's like, wow, like that could be me, or that could be my cousin, or that could be someone that I know, right? Now, obviously Caleb is a tremendously talented actor, right? I'm not saying it could literally be anyone, but like, you get the idea, right? Like, the idea that somebody that looks like me was basically my skin color going on to be this like huge actor on this huge show is so fascinating to me. It's so amazing. And so when I was younger, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I want to be an actor. And then I did some research, not too much, but I did research, and it was like, if you want to make it big and that kind of business, you need money. B, you need some kind of agent. C, you need somebody who's already in the industry to help you get through doors that you might otherwise not be able to get through. And I had none of those things. Not a single one of those things, right? I am not swimming in money. I don't have an agent. I don't know anyone in the biz, right? So, and because when I got that thought of being an actor, it was the height of COVID. So it was just like everybody was staying at home, really, or being isolated or doing things through screens. And so I was kind of like, I was frozen, right? Because it started during such a vital part of my life, and it felt like my entire life got frozen during that point. And so I kind of put it on the back burner. I put it to the side. I was like, okay, I don't need to become an actor, right? I don't need to do that. And I was kind of willing to let it pass. But then, I was thinking to myself, when the Duffer Brothers set out to make Stranger Things, they weren't expecting it to become this huge show. It was just going to be their little small niche thing, and it was going to be an anthology series, and then it blew up. It just happened. It became one of the biggest shows on the planet because they went out and they tried something, and it worked, right? And it worked. When Scott Cawthon, put Five Nights at Freddy's out there, he wasn't expecting it to become this huge thing. It was just a series created mostly out of spite because somebody, like, his previous games weren't appreciated, right? And so he was like, okay, I'll try this one last thing, and it worked. And now Five Nights at Freddy's, for better or for worse, is known by millions of people around the planet. It is one of the biggest gaming series ever, right? And it was created basically on whim, right? Like, the point is, people who started out with not much have gone on to do amazing things. Markiplier, right? He plays FNAF one day, and he was already decently popular, but after that, his popularity just skyrocketed, just through the roof. A bunch of YouTubers do that, right? And again, YouTubers becoming insanely popular is not the norm, right? Like if you post a YouTube video, you're not gonna suddenly be getting 77 million views on basically every video, right? That's not feasible. But I realized that telling myself that just because something is a 1 in a million chance does not mean that you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't try, right? Because when you sort of tell yourself that the chance of this happening is so slim that it can't happen, you've already set yourself up for failure, because you already believe that you cannot do it. And if you don't believe that you can do it, no one else will believe you can do it. And so you've already lost, right? And so that's what I was telling myself. I was like, all these big games and series and creators that I'm a fan of, they didn't start off with anything crazy. They had humble beginnings, they had small beginnings, and they put something out there without knowing if they would succeed. And they did. They did. And so that's basically what I was telling myself. I was like, I can do something that I want to do, even if it feels like it's not possible. Because I was sitting here, watching Stranger Things 5, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I still want to be an actor. I'm watching Will Byers on my screen, and I'm like, I love this character. I love this character. I love the struggles that he's gone through. I'm watching Lucas, and I'm like, I'm loving this character. He looks like me. That could be me, right? Like, cause I'm, a part of me was like thinking, oh, it's too late to become an actor. A lot of people will do that when they're younger, but then I realized I'm talking like I'm like 30, 40, 50. I'm like, wait, I'm not old. I'm not, and even older people get into acting, but I'm not in that age range, right? So I was like, why am I thinking to myself like my life is already over? Why am I doing that? And it didn't make sense. And then I was like, my life isn't over. My life has barely even started, right? And I'm thinking like, I want to be, even if I don't have to be something, even if I don't make it into something big, I want to at least do what I want to do, right? Because like I said, sitting here, 2025, and I'm thinking to myself, I love watching these characters. I want to try my hand at that, right? I want to try my hand at being a character that people can love. That's what I want to do, right? Because again, I love Will Byers. I don't make it a secret. He's one of my favorite characters ever created, and I'm so glad he was created, because it's like that character resonates with me a lot. Like more than any other Stranger Things character. Like I love Will, I love Joyce, I love Robin, but especially Will. Like from the beginning, that character has always stuck with me, right? But yeah, I was thinking to myself, and I was like, why did I give up before I even tried? Like, maybe I'm not the richest guy in the world, and maybe I don't have an agent right now, and maybe I don't know anyone in the business, right? So maybe this is a dream that will be harder than perhaps something else that I could do, but it's not what I want to do, right? There are a bunch of other things that I could put my time and my effort into, but I would not enjoy them nearly as much. And the cost of living is going up, but I also feel like, as someone who has seen family members pursue careers that they did not particularly enjoy for the sake of money. I could say that I don't want that for myself. I don't want that kind of life where I'm just sitting in a place that I don't want to be, making lots of money, but I'm just miserable and unhappy and thinking about what I want to actually be doing. So yeah, I don't even, I thought to myself, like, why don't I just document my thoughts and talk about it? Because I realized that this is something that I want to do. I want to tell people about that. And, there's a chance that no one watches this video. There's a chance that this video gets maybe like 5 views, and that's the end of that, right? And then I kind of just, I have to just shrug my shoulders and go, I'm still going to try anyway, even if nobody watches this video. But I at least know that I put it out there, right? Because maybe if I do put this video out there, if I do take this step, then somebody big watches it, or they share it to someone in that kind of business, and they go, oh my gosh, this guy, I want to know about this guy. It's a slim chance, right? But it's a chance nonetheless. And just because something is slim doesn't mean we don't have to try. That's what this whole video is about. So why should I not try? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And if I ever had the chance to meet Caleb, I would shake his hand. I would give him so many thanks, because I don't think I would be making this video if not for people who look like me, people who look like him, people who look like us, people who are not white, right? Of course, people who are not white, but they have still managed to make a mark on this world. And that's just the way I feel. So yeah, I'm gonna put this video out there, and maybe someone sees it. Maybe it gets shared to a lot of people. Maybe it doesn't, and that's okay. But I can at least feel better about myself, that I know that I tried, even if I don't succeed, than if I didn't try at all and I just ignored this feeling that I've been having. So yeah. And for those of you out there, if anybody does watch this and you feel like you're questioning, can I do this? Should I? I think you should. I think you should. And I think that anyone who tells you that you shouldn't doesn't understand, or they can't comprehend what it feels like to just give up on your dream. Right? And I think that, in some cases people have to, but I don't want to. Sorry, I've been rambling long enough. Yeah. If anybody does watch this and they decide that they feel the same way, I'd appreciate it if you could share the video, like it. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on TikTok or YouTube, but maybe both. And if anybody in the acting biz or somebody who has big connections watches this video, I would appreciate it if you reached out. And if not, then this is just a video I made for fun. That's okay. That's okay. So, signing off.